What's up, guys and gals? Anthony here with Special Analysis. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's talk about these two markets here. On the left, we have light sweet crude. On the right, we have the S&P 500. Listen, we had a incredible sell-off on crude oil and a really great rally here on the S&P. As we close out October, happy Halloween to those of you who are out and about with the kiddos. So let's talk about it. We had, kind of a choppy start to the morning. Let's call it that at best. I mean, crude was really kind of tight here, really kind of crappy looking. And even the S&P had a really nice pre-market rally, but once the market opened, things got really kind of dicey here. So it was really a matter of being patient. Now, the benefit of being a member of the Daily Live Trade Room is you have access to my analysis all day long. That's right, through the closing bell. You get to see my screen. You get to see any notations I'm making, so on and so forth. I'm live with you from 8 to 11, but after 11 o'clock comes and goes, I'm on to some of the other things I have to do. But while I'm doing those things, I'm still watching the market for potential opportunity. And in fact, I did partake in both of these opportunities, and my members who were still observing the live trade room saw this little corrective action here on crude oil transpire below the opening range here, below this weekly pivot, below this channel structure. You can see all the components I look for are in sync. My modified MACD is pressing nicely. 15-minute bias is short. I'm below both VWAPs. 21.13.8 EMA, all in sync. Price action respecting it very nicely. So here comes the correction. Price breaks below, and we knew that the next form of support was going to be down here into this daily pivot. So there's 73 ticks of predictable profiting opportunity. It's just that simple, right? Checked all the boxes, identified the correction, low risk, boom, market falls into the next target. Now, we've since that point placed a little bottom here. We're just kind of correcting sideways. We're going to run into the closing bell here in about 25 minutes. Either way, market's gone pretty soft. That's fine. I've sold, I shouldn't say sold, I've covered the majority of my position. My stop is here at my entry, and ultimately whatever happens next doesn't really matter. But I do have a far off target down below, just in case the market continues to sell off during the overnight into tomorrow. I will get paid more money. And if I don't and I get stopped out, it's okay. I've already got paid quite enough for the day. And on to the S&P, right around the same time that this was setting up to fall, the S&P was setting up to rally. So we closed above the opening range here. Again, we checked all our boxes, 15-minute bias long, 21.13.8 EMA, modified MACD, pressing nicely. Everything looks good. We take a little corrective measure here outside of breaking above the opening range and closing above this prior high here. And right here, guys, we were off to the races. And the question would be, off to the races where? So right here was the entry, and we very quickly and efficiently ran into a calculated form of resistance, which is that daily pivot, 41 ticks beyond our entry. Guys, easy to identify, easy to execute. I do all the hard work for you. It really just comes down to, do you have the discipline to wait for the setup? If you do, then these opportunities should serve you well. If you don't, and you're impatient, well, then maybe trading's just not for you. Or it's a skill set that you're going to have to learn to master ultimately, so that you're able to, when this transpires, when we check all the boxes, when my trade plan meets all my criteria, that you have the confidence to consider the opportunity. Now, I'm certainly not here to advise you into making any financial decisions. I'm certainly not here to assess what your risk should be to enter the market. I'm simply here to provide analysis and interpretation. If you're trading light sweet crude, gold futures, S&P 500, or the NASDAQ, those are the four markets that I provide analysis and interpretation for. Ultimately, what you do with that information is up to you. I'm not here to trade for you. I'm not here to dictate your trades. I'm simply here to provide information and interpretation on the way I approach the market. Again, what you do with that is ultimately up to you. But in this instance, your next step is to learn more, because if you're trading any of these 4 markets, perhaps working with me may be worth your while. If you're not trading any of these 4 markets and you have interest in trading any of these 4 markets, having insight that you're not going to get elsewhere, probably worth your while. But if you're a wishy-washy kind of person, if you're a tire kicker, if you're just going to waste my time or your own, just keep scrolling. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it for either of us, you know. But for those of you who are dedicated to mastering trading, and if you are trading one or all of these 4 markets, guys, I invite you to reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Perhaps I could be of assistance. And if so, take it from there. Have a blessed day.